Imagine your spouse pushing you to get intimate with their closest friend. That's exactly where our first story begins, involving a 9-year-old husband and his 9-year-old wife. The husband of 3 years, who had been with his partner for a decade, described their union as a robust marriage with a satisfying intimate life. Some time ago, she inquired if he found any of their mutual acquaintances appealing. He responded that she was the only one who captured his attention. She insisted she was serious and wanted specific names. He declined to answer. She persisted in trying to extract a name from him, and eventually, he gave in and mentioned someone. She then asked if he would sleep with that person. He immediately said no. She then asked if he would consider it if their marital status were different. He still refused. His wife accused him of lying and continued to pressure him for a different response. He again capitulated, stating that hypothetically, if he weren't in love with her, he might consider being with her friend. That concluded their discussion, a rather unsettling one. Over recent months, this friend has frequently come up in conversations. His wife has specifically compared herself to her, making remarks like how the friend possesses a better physique or is more curvaceous. He consistently assures her that she is more attractive, but she doesn't believe him. He senses that she is deeply upset by his initial admission and is now envious of her friend for having caught his eye. 3 weeks ago, his wife suggested arranging a meeting between him and her friend. He was taken by surprise and questioned her intentions. She then claimed she knew he desired to be with the friend and found her more appealing, adding that she would understand and not mind if they were intimate just once. He told her she was speaking absurdly and that he had no interest in her friend. She replied that it wouldn't hurt her feelings if he did, and she genuinely thought he should accept her proposition. He declined, and she actually asked if he would sleep with her friend. He again said no. He asked why she wanted this. She explained it wasn't a strange desire. She simply wanted him to be content. He stated he could not be with another woman. She had been asking this for a while, even revealing that the friend was receptive if he was, which bothered him that she had discussed this with her. She truly wanted him to do this for some peculiar reason and wouldn't drop the subject. He felt tempted to just agree to avoid further discussion, but he genuinely did not want to be intimate with anyone other than his wife, yet she appeared fully supportive of him being with a friend she was supposedly jealous of. This was a truly bizarre situation, and he felt utterly lost. He wondered if anyone could explain her behavior or what he should do. Update. He wanted to articulate his feelings as clearly as possible, so he took time to draft what he intended to say. His message was, "My dearest wife, I cherish you above all else in this world. I desire no one but you. I joyfully pledge to be yours and yours alone for the remainder of our lives, and that is what I want. I have no interest in your friend. She means nothing compared to you. I need you to explain why you are doing this, even if the truth is painful. I need to understand. Whatever the reason, we can navigate it, and it will not diminish my love for you. I just need your honesty." He confronted her that night after they both finished work. She began to weep, expressing deep regret for her actions and claiming she couldn't control it. He cried with her and offered comfort. After the tears subsided, she revealed her motivation. Contrary to what many might assume, she was not unfaithful. In fact, she anticipated the opposite outcome. She explained, "I was doing this because I'd rather you engage with her, as she won't attempt to take you from me." He was astonished by her statement. He asked why she believed anyone could ever separate him from her. She explained that after 10 years together, having only been intimate with each other, she thought he might eventually grow tired of her and seek a new partner. He assured her he would never tire of her and that she would be his only one forever. She then mentioned her understanding of men and her concern that as they aged, he would betray her with someone younger. She then confessed her feelings of unattractiveness, citing recent weight gain, which he genuinely didn't care about, and her doubt about maintaining her intimate prowess for the rest of their lives. He reassured her that she was incredible in bed and consistently amazed him. He then told her that even if they stopped being intimate, he would not leave her for a younger woman. She again cried into his shoulder, expressing disbelief that he would still want her after a decade. He reaffirmed that she was the only person he desired for the remainder of his life. Currently, he is encouraging her to seek individual therapy, and they are also considering couples counseling. He doesn't view this as a major obstacle in their relationship, but believes professional help could only benefit them. While this appears to be a positive resolution, and he certainly hopes it remains so, the narrator advises caution. It's still possible she wanted him to be with her friend so she could feel justified in being with others herself. The narrator mentions having witnessed similar situations before and encourages viewers to check out other videos, but genuinely hopes this isn't the case for the couple and that they live happily ever after. He wishes the original poster the best for their future. All right, folks, that one was truly wild. Let's move on to our next account. This one involves a 28-year-old male ex-boyfriend attempting to ruin his 24-year-old female ex-girlfriend's new relationship. It's a strange feeling, this whole situation. To summarize, she and her ex were together for nearly 4 years. She loved him deeply, but their connection was incredibly unhealthy. She recognized this for a long time. Towards the end, things improved slightly. They went on a trip and then planned to cohabitate, but the problematic behavior persisted. He would hang up on her when he got angry, ignore her, and eventually, he blocked her number, cursed at her, and told her to forget his contact information. In anyone's understanding, that signifies a breakup. At that point, she was done. How could she share an apartment with someone who acted like that? Even with love, she prioritized a peaceful rather than dramatic home life. So, she did as he requested. She lost his number. More accurately, she kept him blocked. Months later, she and a very close friend started a relationship, and it was remarkably different. They had been friends for a long time, and she felt mostly happy with him. Then, 2 days after they became a couple, her ex suddenly reappeared from his mother's Facebook account, sending a farewell message and lengthy paragraphs about his love for her. She left her house, and apparently, her ex had come to her place to return everything she had ever purchased for him. So dramatic. Naturally, she would have preferred him to discard them or keep them. They were rather nice items. After that, she messaged him back, expressing her peace and a final goodbye. A couple of days later, his friend called her, stating he was in a terrible state, not eating, and so on. Being very empathetic, she felt bad and called him to check in. They talked, and she ended up meeting him and speaking face to face. He told her he wanted her back, loved her, and would finally marry her. She was stunned. She had waited almost 4 years for an engagement. He knew how much that meant to her, and now that she had a new boyfriend, he wanted to marry her? It was incredibly confusing. She kept telling him he had much personal growth to do, and so did she, so perhaps, if fate allowed, it might happen. She thought maybe a year or 2. In her mind, she considered that if he truly desired marriage, she would do it. But over time, they would need to ensure the toxic elements were gone. He became angry that she had a boyfriend and accused her of infidelity. She reminded him, "You broke up with me." He sent affectionate messages, grew upset when she didn't reply, and used fake profiles to monitor her Instagram. She suggested they might just be friends and work towards reconciliation someday. One day, he sent her a screenshot of her and her boyfriend at a friend's gathering. He started swearing at her, flooding her phone with calls, and making threats. He then seemingly located her boyfriend's cousin's phone number to text him about her, intending for the cousin to relay the information to her boyfriend. After declaring how much he wanted her back, he then texted her how grateful he was to a higher power that he wasn't with her, expressed gladness about her having had an abortion, and accused her of cheating on him. Her ex then lied to her boyfriend, claiming she had been in his car and they had done things together, and that she was planning to break up with him. Essentially, he just lied. He even manufactured text messages to show her boyfriend. She was so hurt because this man, just days earlier, had expressed a desire to marry her and work on himself, hoping to see where things might lead in the future. Keep in mind, he was the eldest in this scenario. Her heart felt so unsettled and strange. It was as if she wasn't with him, she wasn't permitted to be happy. The truly messed up part is that sometimes she still thinks about him, but she supposes she just romanticized what their relationship could have been. And while it didn't completely ruin her current relationship, as she mentioned, her current boyfriend is very different from her ex, so he was understanding about everything, more so than she might have been in his situation. The narrator expresses empathy for the original poster, noting that the ex remains toxic and controlling. He now realizes he can no longer provoke her reactions through nastiness, as he did during their relationship. So, he's now using what he knows about her to manipulate her at his whim, even when they're not together. The narrator urges caution, emphasizing that nothing has changed. He's still playing the same game, just in a different guise. And our final narrative unveils another peculiar relationship dynamic. Let's delve into it. A 2 6-year-old male's 2 5-year-old female girlfriend is convinced that his 2 4-year-old female sister is unusually fixated on him, especially after her visit last weekend. Some background. His sister and he have always shared a strong bond, spent time together frequently, and had similar perspectives and interests. They attribute this to their comparable formative years within the same setting, marked by shared experiences and memories. He's always viewed it as her admiration for him, as her older brother. They have matching preferences in art, music, philosophy, and politics. Essentially, fundamental aspects. He has valued this strong connection with his sister and continues to do so. That is until his girlfriend shared her observations. Context. He left his hometown and relocated a few states away, roughly a 4-hour journey. He lives there alone. His sister still resides near their parents and their childhood home, so her visits are typically significant events. She enjoys exploring the city, drinking coffee, taking photographs, and simply spending time chatting. She has always been this way, and they've always engaged in these activities. His girlfriend, whom he has been with for 9 months, has met his sister, Haley, 3 times. Each encounter has culminated in a disastrous argument. Seriously, they've broken up twice because of these incidents, where he somehow upset her feelings by spending time with his sister during her visits. His girlfriend claims she felt they were deliberately avoiding her, when in reality, they had simply made plans to spend time together. She wanted to be with them for the entire weekend. Ultimately, his girlfriend declared her sister was strangely fixated on him. She found it peculiar that they spent the weekend together, enjoying coffee, exploring sites, visiting parking garages or recreational areas for photos, both dressed in matching flannel shirts and beanies. To her, this coordinated appearance and activities were typical of a romantic pair, not siblings. He asked her if it would be any different if it were a brother or a parent instead of his sister. She essentially concluded that his sister's intense focus on him had led to the demise of his past 2 relationships and was now actively trying to undermine his current one. Her reasoning was that his sister desired to avoid any competition for his affection from another female. His thoughts. It's a lot to process. It should be noted that his girlfriend suffers from severe anxiety and OCD, which he believes definitely intensifies the tension due to her reactions and communication style. He was genuinely just trying to enjoy a weekend with his visiting sister. He had made plans to hang out with both his girlfriend and sister, and they even surprised her at her job one evening. However, his girlfriend has convinced herself that the truth is his sister despises her and wants nothing to do with her, leading to her feeling intentionally excluded all weekend. This put her in a terrible mood throughout the weekend, prompting arguments via text messages and causing her to act irritable and peculiar in front of his sister. The narrator's take, wow, nothing you and your sister did together sounds at all unusual or excessively intertwined in each other's lives. It seems to me that your girlfriend is insecure about you dedicating time to any female other than her, even if she is your sister. One hopes she doesn't behave this way when he spends time with friends. The narrator truly wishes the couple can discuss this thoroughly and she can overcome her insecurity, otherwise, this will remain a persistent problem. If anything, the narrator suggests, it's a blessing that you and your sister share such a strong connection, knowing many families and relationships that lack this kind of rapport. But it's also healthy that you're willing to step back and reflect, just to be certain, and perhaps gain an alternative viewpoint.